Well, yeah, so I was big into health and fitness for years. And then several years ago, Ron and I had a motorcycle wreck, and it just really took me out of running and spinning and doing the things that I love to do. So with that, I did not quit eating the foods that I loved, and ended up going all the way up to 262 pounds. So that was about 3.5 years ago when we were actually out doing some recordings for TV, and I told Rhonda I was done. Like, I had to get my health back and get some of this weight off, and started naturally with it, but then knew I needed some more help to push me to that next level. It was more of the way I looked. I mean, because I do a lot of TV, I do a lot of recordings, and just seeing myself getting ready to go be on a TV show and how I physically looked, I think the physical appearance was the big part of it, but I also didn't feel good a lot of times. I didn't have the energy that I would need to do the things I needed to do. So appearance was one, energy was the second. The first step I took is really getting with Rhonda and getting on the right diet. And I hate to use the word diet, but the right, program that worked for me as far as what I was eating. And we found out very quickly that a high protein diet was good for me, but I was still lacking a lot of things, a lot of energy. And I just felt that my internal levels were not where they needed to be. We had tried testosterone therapy in the past, and I was never successful at it. And maybe it was my fault, or it was the communication with me and the person that was trying to help me. But, when I got to come see Josh, he was referred to us from a friend, and Rhonda came and saw him before I did. Then after that, I came to see Josh, and we just had a deep, open conversation about how I felt on a daily basis and the things I was going to need to do to improve. But of course, we ran the blood work and saw that I needed many, many things improved. And, just give him a lot of credit for that, for actually listening to me and being part of this journey with me, because he's still part of our journey. Here it is 3.5 years later, and he's still part of our journey. The results are good. Now, you brought up something. Unfortunately, I had a heart attack on March 29th, and that had nothing to do with Optimize You. That was me working a tremendous amount, not sleeping enough, bottom line stress. But let's talk about that. That happened on March 29th. On March 30th, Josh Porter was sitting in my house. And it wasn't, hey, can I come over? It's, hey, I'll be there at 4 o'clock today. After Ron and I had talked to him. And he just wanted to know everything that was going on, what caused this. And honestly, he's held my hand through this journey since the heart attack, and gave me a lot of, one, inspiration, two, friendly advice. He has spoke to me as a friend more than anything, but then making sure that the levels are where they need to be. What's going on in the inside of me that could get better, so we can prevent that happening again with the heart attack. And it's helped. I mean, we're keeping the weight off. We're, the stress levels are better now. And I give Josh a lot of credit for that too. But I think more than anything, from a personal level, is having somebody that I can talk to whenever I want to talk to. He's a business owner as well, so that has nothing to do with ultimate health, right? But as a business owner, he's been such a good friend for me, and we can really share stories with each other to help those stress levels be down, and to help everything else work well. I think the key word I'm going to use is consistency. Josh taught me how to be consistent on, taking my testosterone and taking the different supplements that I'm taking, and that's made a huge difference in my life. And I think that comes from, you've got to have the right mindset if you want to accomplish this. Something that I have learned in all of my research is that person that's sitting on the couch, like you just talked about, how short their life expectancy is, because they're not actively working their body nor their brain. And you've got to work both. The brain's a muscle just like your bicep is, and you've got to work on both. So I would say take the first step, have a conversation with someone. Have a conversation with someone you trust, and find support. Find those people in a circle that will support you and encourage you and push you. But I keep going back to, you got to take the first step. If that's a step, if that's walking around your kitchen 3 times, sitting down and resting, that's what you do. But take the first step. But I think you need to have someone helping you, again, from the inside out. Physical is physical. You got to have that. But if your internal is not working the way it should be and functioning the way it should be or being optimized like it should be, then it's not going to work. You got to have both.